So Matlord should be ready. Okay, game starting. Let me just.
And
Uh,
here we go.
Here we go.
On player 1, yellow color, Wulfar, we have Vitto. And player 2, blue color, Ragna, we have Math Lord. Curious to see what openings they're gonna go for. So
Okay.
Math sending his CO backwards,
Yeah.
which is kind of the more economy play.
Matlord goes for
And
the back cap.
yeah,
Now Vitto, on the other hand, also
Vitto
goes for back.
also goes for it. And actually, when I'm like during testing, I was finding out that if both go for back cap, player 2 has an easier time with his CO because he reaches the center one turn earlier, and so he can basically like attack first, which I mean you could call it STA, but it's only like if both players go for this kind of opening.
Okay.
Which I mean, understandably enough, it's like one of the downsides of the backwards opening as player 1. But maybe I was just doing it wrong and Vitto will prove me wrong.
I guess we'll see. I personally like the back cap. It's very consistent. I also like the double spears when you go back cap. Uh, Having said that, they're not as standard nowadays since spears are no longer as cheap. Back in 1.3, that was pretty much the standard for everyone, I think.
Not necessarily, because the spears, you can't like move up and then threaten to capture the village. Like what Math could have done right there is like instead of capturing the forward village with his sword, he could have sent his sword backwards and then next turn captured the more forward one. And this way his swords end up closer at the end of his captured chain to the center.
Yeah. But Vito now has a lot of pressure on that right side. So there's something to be gained,
Yeah.
that's something to be lost.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit weird because usually when you go with the backward CO, the trade-off is that you don't pressure the sides as much. But with those spears Vito is doing,
Yeah.
he's gonna have quite a bit of pressure anyways.
This is exactly what I use. Not exactly, because I was doing a couple mistakes when opening, but it's very similar to what I like to do at that time. This is really strong. Making the double spears really allows you to pressure those villages quite effectively until some stronger units come out.
Yeah, and it's not like he gave up the left side either. He's made a knight, so we're definitely gonna see some action over there.
Yeah. It's also interesting now that Matlord has Ragna there. Vito is probably gonna heal on the other side, so they'll switch his places. So they started on one side of the map, and now they start going to the other, which is
Yeah,
very
and
cool to
this is
see.
like what I was talking about earlier. Is like Math has potentially like groove charge on the village because Vito has to go healing this turn, and then like sure next turn Vito can hit Ragna, but at the end of the day Ragna got more groove than Wulfar. And since Ragna is also player 1, she also has that like one turn slight advantage in terms of groove. Oh, actually no, because Wulfar is player 1, so never mind.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of balances, maybe.
It's definitely interesting. The way it's shaking out. We also see some divergence here. So we see that Matlord already has a mage and a knight, while Vitto opted to go for the spears and now a knight. So already some changes.
Yeah, and now we're starting to see the spear pressure, which I mean, the mage is a pretty good option if you're not sure if you're gonna go to the side or to the center, because like once you cross the mountain and the village, you still have the 5 movement needed to go help the right front if you're gonna fight over there. But you're also near the center if you need mage heals or a mage hits.
Indeed. So Matlord is gonna have 1300 gold next turn. Is a golem coming out and a soldier?
Hmm. I think that's pretty likely because he needs to send a unit to capture the tower. So you might as well like build a golem and the swords to go for the tower. And yeah, here we see Ragna gets the hits on the village. And like if Wulfar tries to do the same, then Ragna can kind of like just go hit him and not really. And it's still like Ragna's win, I guess. Oh, so actually this knight position right here is very interesting because of the forest, it can't be like knight crit back from the bottom.
Or from the top? It's just not in range of the other knight, which is really good.
And like you it's basically like since there's a village covering your knight and there's a forest covering the south, the knight that's behind the village has quite a bit of reach, but isn't really attacked easily. And it's pretty good strength of that position.
Yeah. Also, to note, he decided to go for an archer and another knight.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, that archer is probably gonna go right to fend off these spears.
Yeah.
An archer and 2 swords can push back 2 spears pretty easily.
Oh yeah. Now Vitto has groove, which is normal, since he is playing a fast charge.
Actually, he uh, did go for Wulfar and on the village.
This is kinda interesting.
Yeah, this is a bit awkward because even though like they are doing exactly the same thing, I think Mathlord is gonna end up on top eventually.
Yeah. Also,
Like
isn't
if
it
Ragna
nice?
goes to hit Wulfar and then a sword captures the bottom village in the center, well, Wulfar can't really like Ragna has still a bit more hold onto her own village than Wulfar at this point.
I also think
Because
it
if
might
Ragna
be.
goes to hit Wulfar,
Yeah. I,
nothing can like decap the village next
yeah.
turn.
I think it's also worth to note that he's probably gonna hit the knight with his own knight, because it's attacking from the forest, and he can't really be attacked by anything, or can it be attacked by the sword? Sure, but like you don't really want to go there with Wulfar because you'll probably just get trapped. There's quite a bit too much here. So Vitto might have just gone too deep.
I'd still like to see a mage heal from Math Lord.
Oh, I kind of
Because
expected. Go ahead.
mm, because Wargroove can be potent at getting CO lethals.
After that knight had been hurt, I don't think there's a lethal on the table. Uh, if he
I
hadn't
guess you
attacked the
get like
knight, sure.
15. Hang on, let me do a little bit of math.
Hmm.
So
I would say it's like
like
15.
knight is roughly 15.
Yeah, plus 15 of the soldier.
Wolfar is like 22,
Yeah,
and then 50.
it's like 40 or 50 damage. It's nowhere near enough.
Yeah, it's like about 50. So I guess no, there's no real lethal threats.
Yeah, I don't know if he
And the
even needs
mage
to do
can
the
just
heal.
go cap the village.
Yeah, and if he's
The
attacked,
mage can cap the village.
yeah. Also, if he's attacked by everything, he can always just go heal Ragna afterwards. And I think he would be in a really good spot.
Yeah, there's no like trap situation here.
Also, Vito made a golem in the dog last turn, um, and Matlord now reacts with his own golem and a soldier.
Yeah, and here is like the fact that like they were doing the same thing except like Ragna got here first, which means Ragna probably has like actually has an advantage over Wulfar right now. And I mean, there isn't much that could have been done to prevent it.
I don't know about that. I think the knight went in too deep just to decap that village on the north, and I think you were right when you said that probably Wulfar should have banged against Ragna instead of going for the village. Because if he had hit Ragna, Ragna couldn't really attack back, right? Because there would have been a knight to back up the.
Yeah, I guess if the knight was still full health, then like a major heal is needed probably.
I think he went a bit too deep and basically paid for it. He is now in a safe position, so game is still very open, but he definitely lost something for that aggressiveness play or aggressive play. I mean.
And like fast grooves charge like twice as fast as slow ones. So Matt actually built up more groove than well compared to Vito because of this last exchange.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's also there's also the fact that Vito was forced to heal while he had groove, so he's not taking as much advantage as his fast groove as he could be.
Also, every turn you wait, it's a turn that Ragnar gets closer in groove. So
Exactly.
not spending the groove and holding it also has that consequence. But Matlord needs to be careful with his units right now because Vito has finally consolidated. So staying there is fairly risky, and because Wulfar fast charges, if he leaves a knight somewhere in there, he's probably just gonna kill it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh yeah, that's a coin flip.
The spear didn't die, so
Yeah.
well now the archer is gonna get hit by the dog probably. Although it's not that bad because both spears are low, so like the worst to come out of the low roll is that both swords took more damage because now the spear was counterattacking from a forest. But I mean, the straight to the right is probably gonna go Math's way.
We see
Cause
another
like
golem too.
yeah, I mean because like of the exchange in the center, and Math got an extra village for a turn. Well, that kind of translates into getting one more golem.
Mm. And not because he had the bad rolls, he just moves everything in there, so he can be sure that next turn everything will die. So he can actually pay for the overexposure there. Having said that, the whole left side is back open, so Vitto can reclaim those villages.
I'm seeing like Vito could groove the knights onto the mountain next to the archer, well, diagonal to the archer, and then finish off the two swords like that. He's not gonna go for it. I guess
Yeah.
he's holding groove until he gets like a lethal opportunity or something, which it's a valid way of playing
Yeah.
Wulfar.
You might have.
It's just that
Go ahead.
it's just that you don't take as much advantage of the fast charge as you could be.
Yeah. I think he also considered the fact that he would expose himself to
Yeah, I guess.
three
Yeah, I
sides at
guess
least.
I'm talking nonsense. Wolfar would kind of die if he went there. 'Cause, like you have the golem from the left, right? You have Ragna from the top. You have that's pretty nasty stuff.
Yeah. Well, in terms of the golem, we probably could just go to the side of Ragnar, right? And still hit the square or not? No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah. It would have. Yeah, yeah. No, he would have had to golf it from the left side, and that would be very, very bad. Another golem, which is
I mean,
definitely needed.
well, I mean, I guess the thing is he capped the village because there wasn't a lot of infantry around, and he didn't want to expose his mage.
Yeah.
Because like he only has one mage right now, and sure, there's no air yet, but uh, mage heals are pretty important for like tweaking HP if you're trying to get lethals, and it's also generally pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, chat is making a good point. There is actually one tile where you can go the golems onto on this map. Is the reef tile in the middle of the lake.
Oh yeah.
So I guess he's holding it for that, maybe. Which would be pretty good value. I'm not sure about suiciding that spear there.
Golem just goes in, no fear.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be afraid. And also, if the golems just choose to go attack villages on the sides, Wulfar isn't gonna be able to gulf them into the water because he wouldn't have a good angle. That's a pretty good counterplay. Also, that archer was living on 1% health, and
And
now
now
it's
he's
back to
full.
full.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That
pretty
hurts.
unlucky right there.
Yeah. When it happens, it hurts.
Although Vito did get a bit of luck with the spear the turn before that, so, you know.
You win some, you lose some, right? Now Ragna is a bit overexposed, so he's pulling her back, which makes sense.
Hmm.
But she's still in a precarious position, if I'm being completely honest here. Like, there's a night crit, right? Yeah, there's a night crit. It's at 5
Yeah,
HP, but
there's
he can be healed.
there's two potential night crits,
Yeah. And he is playing Wulfar, so he can
and the
open those
golem.
squares.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous.
That's actually very dangerous. It's 140, so it's actually a lot of HP, but still.
I like putting the sword behind Ragna, because this way
Wulfar can't go for it?
Wulfar can't like golf his own knight after it crits and then hit Ragna again this way.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's still pretty dangerous.
Does the knight suicide if he attacks, if he crits, the 5 HP? So the back attack is 60, and it's
I
gonna
don't
do.
think so, but I can check.
It might not because of the damage.
46, right?
Yeah, knight is at 46, and she is on a mountain full. Because if he can suicide that knight, it might be doable.
Yeah, suicide works.
Suicide works. Then we're talking about 15 plus the knight. That's 45. So that's like 60.
Yeah, but Ragna is still on the mountain.
Plus the
so
wait. Plus the
need the
wait. Suicide. That's 60 with the other knight. So with the golem is another 40. That's 100. Now you kick one of the units out, and you have something like 20 something. Yeah, 25 here. Yeah, if he hadn't covered, this would be lethal for sure. But because there's a soldier there, and I don't think he can remove that soldier, he's fine.
Actually, what you could do is you heal the knight with your mage. Then you crit Ragna from the bottom with that mage. You Wulfar Groove from the right. You golf him to the left of Ragna, and then it'll die from the groove. And then you still have two sides open. And you got a little more damage in it.
No, but that's the same problem, right? You're in the same situation, because now you no longer have the. Because the thing is, you use the Wulfar Groove to get 3 attacks, right? So you suicide.
Yeah.
Can you suicide the soldier?
Yeah, you can suicide the soldier here.
Wait, you can suicide the soldier? Then there's a lethal on the table. It's that simple. It was super close.
Hang on.
Yeah.
So it would be like.
It might be a coin flip, but there's a lethal here, and you don't heal the knight yet.
I mean, the thing is, if you heal the knight, even if it doesn't suicide, like you get more damage, and you also
you need it to die.
You can groove it.
No, you need it to die.
To the left of Ragna, and then it'll die. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I see, but like, so wait. So if he does heal the knight, does the knight survive then? With like 10% HP or something like that?
Well, the knight would be at like 66.
Because the knight would do something like 16% damage, right? It wouldn't do much more than that.
Yeah, the knight wouldn't die. The knight would do 17 actually.
Okay.
Actually, more like 18 average.
Okay, so then you would bump it up, and that would open up the square and do something like 20.
Well, yeah, 20 road.
Yeah. So at that point, he has lost something like 30-something% HP. And you have a knight crit that does 45, but he's on mountain. At that point, he's still have like 20-30%.
With the village, so yeah, he's
not going for it. But I think there might be a kill there. Like, it was close, and I'm sure.
We'll have to go back and check.
Yeah, we'll have to see we'll have to look the tapes. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you can take the commentary for a sec, I can check for like average rolls.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Um, Vito has just decided to back off and play defensive. He also has two golems there, a couple knights, so he has quite a strong defensive position. Uh, I don't think uh, Matt Lord is interested in going in right now. He's probably just gonna wait out until he has groove, because when he has groove, he'll be able to break a lot of it. He's also gaining a lot of economy because he basically got both sides. So right now he's 300 ahead, but he's probably gonna. No, he's just gonna say 300 ahead because this is too low. But yeah, he has an economy lead, so he probably just waits it out. Doesn't really need to pressure his opponent. In terms of army, he just pressures the economy and is quite a bit ahead in that regard. In terms of army size, he also still has most of his initial soldiers, while Vito lost quite a bit of it. So unit count favors Mad Lord quite a bit. Don't forget there's 4 villages, so this is not 7 advantage, it's more like 3. Um, so that's kind of what we see. Well, it looks like Mad Lord has quite a bigger army, but it's mostly soldiers that are making it look quite a bit larger. Um, but his economy lead is actually pretty nice. So ending the turn with plus 400, that's actually massive. Um, Now, obviously, Vito will take some villages back next turn, but still, it creates a very, very complex situation that need to be managed by Vito next turn, which is really, really impressive. So, another golem comes out, as expected. This is Groove of Golems right now. It seems.
I can't find like how much damage Wulfar Splash does. Like seriously.
Wait. It doesn't say in the
It's not
Matrix?
in the codex. It's not in the hang on. It's not in the codex. It's not on the wiki. It's nowhere.
Okay. Okay. We'll just check it after the game. I'll just do what I did in the
Yeah,
other game, where I recreate the situation.
I think it's 40. Oh well.
40
I'll
is
go
too
with
much. Like, 40 what? 40%? I think it's
yeah,
40%, yeah, I agree.
40% of commander.
So, Commander would do something like 45, so 40% of that is, it's around 20. 20, 21. Something like that. Reduced by defense, obviously.
Hmm. Yeah, on average, it's not a good roll. So
I think it
probably
was
was right not to go for
yeah,
it.
I think it was a bad coin flip, but it was there.
It's a bit it's quite a bit worse than a coin flip.
Yeah, that's why I said bad coin flip.
Like if all rolls are average before the last hit, there's no chance Volder dies.
Yeah.
Well, not rounding up, of course, but you know. Uh,
But that's
wow.
using the knight uh has the yeet, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm still not convinced that's max damage. Like I think suiciding, like if there was a possibility where you could suicide
Oh,
the
hang on.
soldier and the knight,
Actually,
that would just be.
I think it's. I think I forgot the sword suicide, so we'll have to go back to it later.
Yeah. We'll watch it after the game. But if that possibility was on the table where you could suicide both, then there was a lethal on the table for sure. But I wasn't sure at the time.
I mean, it's on the table, but it's definitely very RNG.
Yeah, when you're hitting something with 5-6 units, obviously RNG starts really going going bonkers. But still,
Actually, I think a witch wouldn't be a bad buy for Vitto since like he's holding groove for Wulfar lethal. A witch would probably help in that regard.
oh yeah. What I think Vito needs to start worrying about is Ragna getting groove. Because it's getting closer, even though the game has been very passive in the last few minutes.
Hmm.
Also, interesting is the fact that that golem has stayed there, whacking at the village, for like 3 turns now. And Vito hasn't contested it at all.
Well, it's a good spot for the golem because it can't be golfed into the river like the lava tiles.
And there he goes. Now the knight probably breaks the village, right? Yep. Soldier caps it, so the spear can't really counter anything. Or maybe he doesn't want the soldier being
Yeah,
attacked.
and I was thinking that like maybe Math was going to perhaps try to go for the barrack because we've actually seen a few games in Test Your Metal that end up like this, like the HQ is too well defended, so you push for the barracks instead.
Yeah. But he needs to be careful, because Wulfar is one of the best at HQ rushing. So he needs to be careful about moving everything out to that side. Because Wulfar can just move forward and finish the game in basically 2 turns.
That's true. If Ragna had Groove, it would be another story because she can just jump back.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm really thinking that might happen actually.
No, actually, like one golem could like step really close to the HQ, and the other could,
He
I mean,
can,
he could attack the mage from the forest, and then Wulfar could golf it onto the HQ.
yeah, and Matlord is now realizing that because he can just move one golem and golf the other one inside the HQ immediately. So he really needs, yeah, he's now starting to defend everything, but I don't know if this is enough actually. Because the correct play might be just moving the back golem into the forest, and the other golem just golfing it in between both units. And I don't really know if he can stop it.
Hmm.
Now he has a lot of stuff,
Well,
so
yeah, I think he still has
yeah, I
quite a bit of units around the
yeah.
HQ, but it's still quite risky.
Yeah, I think that after he moved so much around the HQ, like the golem, for example, I think then it became kind of safe. I'm still not sure if it's actually safe, but it's definitely kind of safe right now.
He doesn't look like he's gonna go for something like that though.
Yeah, seems like he's going for Ragna because now he's moved the knight.
Mm.
He's probably gonna move more stuff in there.
I doubt he's going for Ragna because if you attack her, you're just like she's just gonna reinforce next turn and then get groove.
That is so weird.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like this Tia.
That is so weird.
Oh, actually, you do damage without giving her groove. I think that's the idea. Although the heal probably needed to come after the golem hit,
Did he
though.
have a lethal there, by the way? He could have attacked with the golem on the left side, golfed it to the bottom, and then attacked on the top side.
He
No,
can't
he didn't have
access
enough.
the top.
Yeah, it would increase by 20% or something, but not actual kill.
Yeah. Actually, it not sure if a knight could reach. If a knight could reach, then there's quite a bit. If a knight could reach, lethal was on the board because Wulfar could groove a golem off to free a square, and then a knight could come in. But now that Wulfar groove is off the table, the golems can now start moving into the center.
Yeah.
And like, if you count the golems, Matt has one more. So he's got a bit of an edge on that side of things.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, there we go. As soon as Wulfar groove is gone, the golem rushes to the center.
Yeah. And now you can just start pressuring everything, right?
That golem on 18% needs to die.
Yeah. I'm sure it will.
I'm sure it will as well, but just saying, mage with 18% is quite. I mean, golem with 18% with a mage nearby is quite dangerous.
Yeah. He's probably just gonna throw a knight at it. Interesting. I thought that he was gonna move Ragna there. Where is Ragna going now?
She's probably gonna heal from the forest where, like, next to her, maybe, or maybe from the top.
Seems he's going to the forest.
Yeah. You can probably kill the golem with a knife.
Yeah, he needs to kill the golem.
Yeah, I remember the meme contest where
mage down, yeah.
Was golem at 41% is super weak.
Oh, mage at 1%.
20% with a
mage at 1%.
Yeah, that's the unlucky. Like,
yeah. That was really that was painful.
Although no, actually the knight was a bit damaged beforehand.
Yeah, but still, like, even now the full damage is 115. So it's on the plane, so that's 105 average. I don't even know how to, like, how did it survive? that was probably like minimum roll. Like actual minimum roll.
I mean, yeah. Plane's OP.
Like current damage at 93. I'm gonna go to the calculator.
With the way the RNG has been going on this game, I wouldn't feel comfortable going for Commander Lethal.
What happened? Oh, he left. That's unceremonious.
Vitto.
Well, yeah, good game.
Vitto surrenders?
Yeah, he just surrendered.
Well, I mean, maybe he thought his position was too far behind. That's definitely a possibility because he was actually pretty far behind.
He was, but still. Would have preferred if he stayed in the game. Now we don't get to watch anymore.
The thing is, like, he was going to either lose his left barracks or going to have to spend a ton of resources into defending it, which would mean that he most likely loses the other fight. So
I understand all the logic, but it's his last game for the tournament. It's on stream, so just keep it going.